Today's episode is brought to you by IBG, a smart DeFi wealth management robo-advisor app that offers users a simple way to invest in DeFi and crypto. Welcome back, viewers, to our third episode of Crypto News Roundup. If you want to stay on top of the news in crypto, DeFi, and the blockchain space, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button with the bell notification so we know you love our crypto content. I'm your host, Mrs. Lilac, and I'm joined yet again by the blockchain expert, Dr. Vin Menon. This week has again been a major week for crypto, and today we will be talking about the major milestones and projects in the crypto ether. But before we get into all that, tell me, Dr. Vin, what do you think about cryptocurrencies being worth more than the entire American public banking system?
Well, it's great news for all of us, right? The entire crypto market cap is now bigger than all the three major US banks combined together. We are talking about here Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and JP Morgan Chase. So now it is actually pumped up by the altcoin market caps. Now we are talking about a $2 trillion market cap for entire crypto industry.
Crypto communities across different platforms, Telegram, Discord, Reddit, and Twitter are celebrating this milestone in a major way. Surely, at least now, more banks will continue to jump on board.
So we have been seeing major instances of such adoption, like credit card companies issuing the loyalty programs in Bitcoin. So I would say that this is leading towards a major mainstream adoption.
That's very interesting, Vin. Other than airline miles, I would for one very much prefer a cashback in the form of Bitcoin rather than just fiat cash.
This is the sales pitch for almost all the credit card companies, which is rolling into Bitcoin right now, right? So the loyalty programs and the incentives is being paid by Bitcoin, and that is one of the best assets which has been performing 200% more than year on year. And so the recent example is a card issued by Castle Island Ventures, working together with Visa, issuing around 1.5% loyalty cashback program in Bitcoin. So hodlers like us, this is one of the best options as well.
I agree, and compared to a few years ago when Bitcoin was primarily seen as a form of payment rather than a savings device, this is a massive step forward. This can also be seen as a sign of maturity of the industry, and is still showing a lot of room to grow. It can also be seen as a sign for much more to come.
Completely agree. I strongly believe that this is only the beginning of crypto revolution, right? And we have just scratched the surface. And let's see what is going to happen in the next few months to years to come.
Adding on to that, I also believe that this caters extremely well to people who are curious about Bitcoin, but are still a little bit more risk averse, and they don't want to jeopardize their holdings on an extremely volatile asset. This should invariably increase the popularity of Bitcoin and bring more people into this promising space. Speaking of institutional adoption, we also have another major name to join the crypto train, Morgan Stanley.
Big names, big strides for the world of crypto. This is definitely a significant step towards the Bitcoin acceptance and Bitcoin accepting as an asset class. But there are some challenges, right? Morgan Stanley customers are targeting towards the big ticket items, high net worth individuals, which is holding a bank account or a minimum balance of $2 million. So that's not really a mass adoption. So definitely that is actually bringing in investors' money into Bitcoin, which will reduce automatically the volatility.
Being a founder of a crypto fund yourself, what do you think the impact of this move will be, Vin?
Just to highlight this factor that institutions are coming into these asset class is showing that the volatility is going to go down, and just to make sure that 2017 such incidents or the nosedive is not going to happen, these institutions will stabilize the industry.
That sure does seem like the case, doesn't it? Now moving on to another topic. I have also received intel that the Bank of Japan has started a central bank digital currency trial to explore the feasibility of digital yen. It is suggested that the first proof of concept phase, which is expected to last for a year till March 2022, and earlier in 2020, they had released a CBDC document that had outlined the 3 stages of trials, which included 2 phases of proof of concept apart from a pilot. This is big news coming from an economy such as Japan, where cash usage continues to be pretty high, but this just shows that the Bank of Japan is prepared to change while marching towards a digital economy.
It's very important to note that Japan is not the first major economy which moved into CBDC. We have seen digital yuan by China, right? And we have seen some smaller country economies like Bahamas and Eastern Caribbean dollars also moved into crypto or CBDC, I would say. But the key of the factor here is these CBDCs are not fully decentralized like Bitcoin or Ethereum. These are the CBDCs which is created on a hybrid node. Means the issuance is always centralized because they need the governance and the entity to be managed and regulated, but distribution is through decentralized. But that way they're achieving best of both worlds. At the same time, it is under fully regulated.
I agree, Vin, and we'll make sure to follow up on this as well once more information becomes available. But for now, did you know that Compound recently crossed $15 billion in total lending value?
Yes, I have seen that news, but Compound is one of the first few protocols which created DeFi. And who thought that February it was with the market cap of 10 billion reached 15 billion or more than 50% up within a month. It's truly remarkable.
Just to give some background for our viewers, Compound has to be one of the first DeFi protocols to have ever existed. This decentralized lending platform was built when DeFi was not even coined, at a time when people thought smart contracts to manage assets was extremely impractical. This feels like a huge accomplishment for DeFi, and it's something I personally am proud to have witnessed.
It's definitely a great achievement, Lilac, and being a small part of this huge wave of success stories which is going on, and we are being part of it and we can witness that, it's great.
Speaking of huge waves of success, I also think XRP deserves full credit for the way it has bounced back stronger from fear, uncertainty, and doubt. After an SEC lawsuit of all things in the world, Ripple has not only survived but thrived.
Absolutely, it crossed $1 recently. Can you imagine that around few months back, somewhere around December, January time frame, it was trading at 20 cents just after the security issues, right? Now it is completely turned into 5x within 3 to 4 months.
I remember buying in the dips during the SEC lawsuit as well, and it's not often that someone can challenge the SEC and win. Ripple CEO also says that he's hopeful for a positive turn of events.
Yes, very interesting time for Ripple and for the crypto as well.
Vin, for this next section, I'm going to ask you a question, and that is something all of our viewers are dying to know. What are your price predictions for Bitcoin and Ethereum for the rest of 2021 and beyond?
We all can see that Bitcoin is been trading around 60,000 range, sub 60,000 this week as well. So there is a huge resistance at 60,000 and we just have to break it, and we are expecting that this week it will be breaking the 60,000 mark, and once that is broken, we want to see late 60s or early 70s within this stretch before any major corrections can happen.
Thanks for that, Vin. And whether it's the $150,000 mark achievable in 2021 is the $1 million question. I would definitely not be surprised though at a $100,000 to $120,000 valuation by the end of the year. Now, what about Ethereum?
Yes. Ethereum is actually another story altogether, right? We are actually just merely talking about Bitcoin and not much hype about Ethereum. But if you look at it, I would have actually guessed around 2,500 towards end of the year for Ethereum, but right now it is trading at 2,100. So definitely My prediction for Ethereum towards the end would be roughly 2000, so anything between 3000 to 5000.
And it looks like now is still a good place to buy into the dips of both Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's always a good place to be in crypto right now. And that is all I have for you for our third episode of Crypto News Roundup. I am Mrs. Lilac, joined with Dr. Vin, and I'll see you guys in our next episode.